Gentlemen, I am proud again to bring the man with the biggest and best box on the planet. Also in a very small group of individuals joining us for 3 times. That's right, 3 times on Sub Talk Radio. As always, he's a friend, he's a businessman, and he's killing it. So glad to catch up with him live. Adam from the Lift Box. How are you, buddy?
Good. Sean, how are you?
You know what? I can't complain. Trying to keep sane like everybody else in this world right now.
Yeah, for sure. A lot going on in the world, for sure. Well, as always, thank you for having me on here. Like you just said, for a 3rd time.
Yep.
I really appreciate it. You know, you've kind of been along through all the Lift Box stages, through like the development before we even launched, and then kind of the mid-level phase to now our scaling, which is happening incredibly fast, I guess, in terms of this year anyway. So,
dude, I think, because I don't have the exact date, but I did come up 3 years ago, give or take, was when you did our very first show. And I don't even think you had a box out yet. I think you were still putting together the particulars and stuff.
Yeah, I think it was April of 2017, which would have been right before we launched in May of 2017. I think that's right.
So what do you at now? Did I read 1,000 subscribers, give or take?
Yeah, we're in the thousands now. So we've 10x this year. So we've spent, as you know, a lot of time developing partnerships and all that stuff. We kind of did the opposite of what most subscription boxes do, where they get funding and they do all this stuff. And they grow really, really fast, but then they don't have credibility in the industry. They don't do things like podcasts like you guys. They don't work with business owners, and so they're just another number in terms of subscription box when they show up in a company's email. So we kind of did the opposite. We funded ourselves, and we took, that 2.5, almost 3 years developing partnership relations with everybody from the military organization side to the supplement industry side, apparel, snack size, and then also the podcast, review sites, all those things like that. So that when we were ready to scale, we had partnerships that could support us and understood that we're different than everybody else.
So during COVID, have you continued to grow, or have things got a little flat? Maybe people not being as exercise motivated, or?
No, so we've actually, like I said, we've 10x'd. So our goal was into the 6 figures in terms of sales this year. Was our yearly goal. We're like, we'll hit 6. We'll see if we can hit 6 figures. We did that by March.
Damn.
And so we've continued now throughout COVID. We kind of shifted our marketing a little bit, talking about how we can send it straight to your house, and you can do your online shopping. We recommended some of our online partners like House of Games, and some of our other partnerships that we have, at least on the brick and mortar side, to kind of shove some customers their way. But yeah, so no, we've grown in excess of 200 to 500 subscribers a month throughout this year.
And and I'm probably wrong, dude, but when we spoke last, I know we talk a lot, but maybe last summer or fall, you might have just been half that, right?
I think last summer and last fall we were sitting around 100.
Yeah, geez. So was it the quality of products, or what saw the quick spike?
So, I mean, I always try to give Dan, my vice president of marketing, as much credit as I can. So he's really kind of revolutionized kind of everything from implementation of surveys so that we can give data back to companies in terms of flavoring, buying habits and things like that, which kind of allows companies to get more bang for their buck with partnering with us. Then the ads, just Instagram and Facebook ads alone, those are the only ad sets that we run. We're actually we're barely running on $100 a day ad spend, and we're pulling in 20 to 40 new subscribers a day. So
when you break that down, what is your customer acquisition cost? Or do you know?
No, yeah, of course. Oh yeah.
I know. I'm asking a mathematician here.
No. We so, I don't want to get too specific, but our cost acquisition based on some of our ad sets are $7 to $8.50, which is about awesome. $5 to $6 less than what the industry standard is for our competitors. So
I'm a big Shark Tank guy, so that's a Mr. Wonderful question. So I just had to ask.
Oh yeah, no. So we changed like all of our marketing. So we actually went from roughly breaking even on first-time subscribers a month to now we're in the green by about 40%.
So did you expect to go green within year 3, or?
It's crazy. So we'll be in the 7 figures this year. We'll be evaluated at 7, almost 8 figures this year.
Come on.
So, yep. So once we hit, I'm looking at my board. I have whiteboards everywhere. By August, we'll be into the 7-figure annual revenue. By I think. Let me look at it. Sorry, I'm reading all the
Yeah,
notes
no,
on
it's
my
good,
board.
man.
So by November, December will be, almost 8 figures. We'll be real close.
So now putting you on the spot again with numbers, how good is your retention? Meaning people buy box
Good.
one, how many more come back?
Yeah, so it's roughly about 5.5 months is what our average subscriber is.
Really?
Which is
Okay.
really, really good. But I mean, we have subscribers. We have the private Facebook group that you're a part of and stuff like that. We have subscribers in there that have subscribed our entire existence. We have like 15 of them. I mean, I almost think that that's about unheard of to have people. I mean, that's 3 years of buying boxes. So yeah, 5.5. It's called churn rate in the subscription box world. And like you said, it's how many people cancel after the first box. And yeah, it's only 9%, probably 10%.
So now that your mom's in the group, does she order a lot too?
No. So
I had to.
No, what's funny is I see that your mom wants to join, and all right, I'll let her in. And so I do, and then she's all professional. Like, I think I'll be able to add some great input or something like that. And so I call her. I'm like, it's not that formal. I said, everybody that's in there is either they have some stake in the brand, like you, for example, or they're subscribers or past subscribers. Nobody else is allowed in there. Some brand owners are in there, because they've supported us for a long time. And she goes, well, you broke your first rule. I'm like, what's that? She goes, I've never bought a box. And I started laughing. I'm like,
oh, no.
I started laughing. I'm like, you have every shirt we've ever had made. So it counts. You know what I mean? So, but yeah.
Dude, what's the age demographic, and then what's the sex demographic? I mean, male or female?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So the age demographic, it's super varied. So it's like 25 to 33 is like a primary demographic. Okay. But it's hard because you'd be surprised, like at the 34 to like 48 category, super high too. Like, I know those are real wide ranges there, but it's kind of, I'm surprised at the older generation, like how much they enjoy the subscription box and what we do. And then the male to female is about 60-40. We're kind of working to get that closer to 50-50. Okay. And it's not that the products inside the box can't be taken by men or can't be taken by women. Because if it's like testosterone boosters, estrogen blockers, things like that, we just don't include them in the box, because if they can't be taken by everybody, then we just, we don't. Of course, we get the questions of, Alana New is a great example. Like, well, what if that women's pre-workout's in there? I said, well, it's not a women's pre-workout. It's branded and marketed as a women's pre-workout, which is great. I'm all for that. I think it's great branding. Yeah. But a guy can take it just the same as a woman, and it's not going to have any different effects other than the branding and how they do that. So, that's kind of the conversation I try to have with people too, is, everything we put in the box can be taken by, men and women. The shirts are obviously specific to men and women. That way they fit better than just a unisex shirt. So we're trying to get that. Our box is very manly. You've seen it. It's very like kind of, grungy military style looking. The new one coming out in June, you've seen it in the private Facebook group. That one's kind of cool, but we're kind of looking at coming out with maybe a little bit 2 different boxes with the same contents. So just to kind of like a women's style box and a men's style box. So
I think that would be, between you and I think that would be good if it's in the affordability, just from the fact of it markets itself, because obviously for people that are listening, it's not wrapped. I mean, the box, it says what it is. So if you see, let's say you decide to go with pink or more of a feminine color, it's in Amazon's hands, it's going through the UPS, it's going to track the females versus the gray box that you typically have, and maybe some of the, as you said, the more manly colors. But I think it would be good if you can kind of shade it a little bit towards the sex, so it screams more to that sex when it's coming through the mailing chain.
Yeah, that's probably something we're looking at here in probably Q1 of fiscal 2021 is looking at our box design on the men and women side and demographics of how we can, kind of pull in the more female market. So
have you been able to get granular versus, in other words, CrossFitters, weekend warriors, people like you and I that, we try to put in as best as we can? Have you been able to narrow that demographic?
No, because we try to be all inclusive. We work with brands that are heavy in the CrossFit space, to brands that are in the bodybuilding space, to brands that are in your kind of everyday lifestyle brands. We try to be all inclusive and ensure that everybody kind of gets a little bit of everything. Because our demographic is so wide, and we don't cater to, some of our competitors focus solely on CrossFit, and some other solely on bodybuilding. We try to be inclusive of everybody.
So you still, I know when you first opened, you were pretty much all supplements, a piece of apparel, and it was pretty much supplement packets and whatnot. And now I know you fast forward now, I've seen things like beef jerky. Shout out to Branch Warren. Good for you guys on that one. That was freaking awesome. For people that are listening to this, Branch Warren, professional bodybuilder, did a little plug or video on behalf of Adam because he had his, jerky cuts, or what is that?
Yeah, Wicked Cuts. So
Wicked Cuts.
We were actually in March. We were the only subscription box to have their military themed bag, which was supporting Sons of the Flag. So that was kind of cool that we were able to be the sole, the exclusive subscription box to send that out. And that was actually a full size jerky bag. So
he's not military though, is he?
No, he's not. But they do a ton of stuff for the military in terms of give back and all that stuff. So Branch is obviously the face of that brand, but then you have Scott behind the brand, and Scott's a legend in the supplement space. He's worked with, some massive companies, and so he's kind of behind the scenes on there. And so between Scott and Branch, they do a ton of stuff for military organizations and charities. So another reason that we've had them in the box 3 times this year alone.
Yeah, that was a big get because I used to be a big fan of his back in the day when I was more of a hardcore bodybuilder, not bodybuilder, but following the sport, and he was one of my favorites. When I saw that, I kind of geeked out a little bit.
Yeah, nice guy, really nice guy. Branch is awesome. So so that was a good one. That's kind of one of the things, rolling into the collaboration topic here. In December of 2019, we said, all right, so 2020's got to be the year of the scales, or we need to shift focus into something else. Because I have 6 other companies that'll be rolling out within 18 to 24 months.
Jeez.
So with that, we said we're going to name this the year of the collaboration. Okay. So, we collabed with Fitness Informant in April, which went really well. We have a collaboration in August with, very well known. I'll tell you offline. Don't want to announce it yet.
Blue ball the audience.
I know. They'll have to check back in with you. I'll let you announce it the day we announce it too, so you can. And then September we have probably the biggest collaboration. Maybe we'll see, because we've got some plans for hopefully October, November with some collaborations. But September, in terms of brand awareness, in terms of have we made it as a subscription box inside the industry to be well known, that September is going to prove that. So does August. Don't get me wrong. When you hear August, that's really cool. But September is a drink, so it's an RTD, and they're using us for an exclusive launch of that product. Oh, wow. And this company is a $1 billion plus company. It's not a new company. So for them to say that so I'll just run that list. We're going to be on their web banner, social posts, photo shoot with their athletes, giveaways. We're the only subscription box that will have that product that month. So we'll be their official launch platform for the subscription box world in September.
So Adam, are you now at the point of a flat rate box? Because I would think obviously putting cans in there, it's going to up your shipping cost. Or have you got that down to like a flat rate regardless of weight?
So we use a fulfillment center. Actually, it's a smaller one. They're out of Montana. They're phenomenal. They do they crush it. They do an amazing job, because I'm not the easiest to deal with, and they do a great job. So shout out to them if they listen to this. So we use we've kind of got the shipping prices down because of our volume now, to where it is manageable. And then we just started charging shipping this month for new subscribers. Old subscribers obviously grandfathered in, but it's a $4.95 flat rate.
Still good.
And that, the reason we did it is the box actually costs almost $10 to ship because of the can and the other things. So what we did is we were like, well, we don't want to charge people all of the shipping. We'll charge $4.95. That's reasonable, because what that does is that allows us to take that $4.95 and add more stuff. Like the June box that's shipping out next week has socks, headband, shirt, subs, snacks. It's got 3 apparel items in it. So we're going to kind of try to kind of continue down that path of, adding more gym gear, apparel, like that type of stuff. So
do you and Dan have a philosophy now on what goes in the box? Meaning, so for boxes moving forward, we're going to have one food product, 2 sets of packets, one, apparel, or do you have some kind of formula now?
Yeah, we do. It still kind of varies. It's not set in stone.
Yeah.
Some boxes they'll have everything broken down in category. Like we have to have one protein, one BCA, one this, one that. We look at more of the partnership relation side of it and what the brands want to do.
Yep.
But we know that we require a minimum of 2 per. So it doesn't have to be the same flavor. But if they're going to put pre-workout in there, then they may need to add like a BCA, or they could do 2 pre-workouts. But it's got to be 2
Okay.
products of it, at least 2 products of a company. So once again, we've done this for 3 years. We know what gets that follow-on sale, which is our goal to help the companies out. And by providing just one sample pack, generally isn't going to do it. So the companies that generally will partner with us on multiple occasions see a higher than industry standard return on investment.
Yep.
And then ones that add 2 to 4, same thing. So.
And I think I asked you this back in the day, but of course I'm old, as you know, so I'm going to ask you anyway. Do you ever insert like a flyer or a card with maybe a discount that says, okay, this month's brand is BCN and NutriKey, and if you want this, go to NutriKey, use this code to get 20% off? Do you ever do that?
Yeah, so brands will send those. They ask us all the time if they can do that. So yeah, we let brands include any marketing material. Then we also blast that discount code out to our social media followers, and also our email list too. So we do that. Probably Q1 of 2021, you'll get actually a little booklet inside of each box, which so we won't allow marketing material anymore, because that booklet will be that. So it would essentially be each product. It'll have the full size, what it retails at, what it is with the discount code that's in there, and all that. So one thing, like I said, we do surveys every month, so we're learning a lot very quickly through surveys. And I think a lot of times when you get multiple pieces of paper, not piece of paper, but like 4x6 cards in there, people just kind of shove them off to the side and forget about them. Where if we have a little booklet in there with everything in one-stop shop, and then all the discount codes will be the same, it'll be Liftbox. So that way, any of the partners we go to, any of them that offer a discount, you type in Liftbox, and that will be the discount, versus Liftbox 10, 20, or LB10. That just keeps everything the same for the consumer.
So you're going to create this?
Yep. We'll produce it, we'll create it, and all that stuff, and have it put in there. So.
Would it be, obviously, because we're always about, talking money and watching cost, would it be more efficient to send like a constant contact and save on you being the green side of saving the paper and also the cost of making the booklet?
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, like we've tossed the idea back and forth, because if you go to our website and look at past boxes, every single product is listed there, broken down by what it costs per sample. You click on the picture or you click on the hyperlink and it takes you there. So we do have that. We have our email list we do the same thing with, but once again, through surveys, people want that in their hand to be able to kind of flip through it. So we may get to the point, like our goal is 5,000 subscribers this year, to be over that. I should say, not exactly over that, which we'll hit that very easily. But we may charge, not necessarily to be in there in that booklet, but we may charge based on the page and stuff eventually, just depending on how much it costs, because if we're getting, 10,000 of those things printed, and they're $2, that's 20 grand. So we may look to offset costs a little bit by being like, hey, you can be a premium partner, like you'll be included, but you be a premium partner and be on the front cover or something like that. So we'll see. We're kind of weighing ideas around.
So in all honesty, Adam, when you say 5,000 subscribers, you mean current 5,000, like 5,000 boxes are going out the door, or just you have a database of 5,000, whether they're current or previous?
No. Our database of all time, we're well over 20, 30, 50. I'd have to look. I think we're over 50,000 by now.
So 5,000 boxes going out the door that month.
Yep. So that's our goal. That was our goal for the end of the year, but we'll hit that September, like October, probably more than likely. So, our goal from pretty much the beginning is to redefine the whole fitness subscription box industry based on who our current competitors are. And you hold our box up. This is just, you hold them side by side up. It just crushes everybody at our price point. So, as much as I want to sit here and be like, oh, we're the best, like I always challenge people like, hey, buy theirs. You'll see when you get the 4 items that are made overseas, our stuff is printed here in the US by a veteran-owned company. Boxes are made here in the US, so we of course, we pay a little more for boxes here. We pay a little more for shirts we made here, but it's what we want to do. So,
is there always going to be a shirt in the box, or is it some type of apparel, whether it's a socks, a shirt, or XYZ?
Well, so we're looking at shorts this coming year,
Wow. Okay.
Q1. So we'll probably start getting shorts. We'd like to do eventually a premium box of some sort. We don't know if this will be a separate brand or if this will actually be just a premium lift box where you get a full outfit inside of it. So you get like a headband,
Damn.
a shirt, shorts, and socks, and then subs and snacks all in one package.
Damn.
And that would change every single month. So we're looking at that. But no, we would definitely like to do shorts at some point. It wouldn't ever be just socks or just wrist wraps. It would be a shirt and socks or a shorts and socks or something like that. Just because, like I said, we want to make that value as high as we can and make sure people are getting their money's worth.
You ever think about doing just, hit an additional click on your website of just apparel where people can buy the shirt or whatever? Or do you have that now? I haven't been on the site for a little bit.
No. So it's interesting you asked that. So one of the companies coming out is actually going to be Liftbox Apparel, but separately, it's going to be separate brand. So we're taking the logo and taking the O and the weight out of the, if you look at our logo, the box, the O has the weight in it. That's going to be just the logo for the apparel going forward. So we'll have leggings, sports bras, hats, shirts, all sorts of stuff. We're just figuring out if we want that to be a whole different brand because we're going to essentially just put that symbol on there. Or if we want to have it on the website. But we won't probably ever really sell. We'll sell the extra shirts we have probably 2 or 3 times a year just to get rid of inventory. But we probably won't ever sell the shirts that come in the box because that's the whole point of getting the box, is that exclusive, being able to be a part of the community that we're building, and you can only get that shirt in that month's box. So
I
think that's kind of the plan for that. So, we've sold out every month this year, and we don't just put that. That's a legitimate. We have sold. We don't have any more. So that's the other thing. So,
I gave you a plug the other day, and it was the truth, because whatever box I got November maybe of last year, it had the breast cancer awareness pink ribbon on it. October. So you figure fast forward now, that's 7-8 months. I probably wear that thing in all honesty once or twice a week, and it's still soft and like fresh out of the box. And I'm not just plugging that for people listening. It really is a high quality shirt.
Yeah, we took a lot of time. Like, I know I've said this on the other 2 podcasts I've been on with you. When I initially started this up, I took a month off work and did market research with my whiteboards, and I went on Reddit, I went on forums, looked at reviews. I looked at all 1- and 2-star reviews of all the top 10 competitors that I'd have. I made just giant lists of things that people didn't like, and I'll tell you that probably the main thing was the apparel side. Either didn't fit, it was 100% cotton shirts that were heavy, you didn't want to wear them in or even outside of the gym. So that's kind of our premium product, is ensuring that these shirts are, one, they're printed correctly so that the design doesn't start to fade after a few months, that the shirt continues to be soft, it doesn't shrink, stuff like that. So, shirts is a big deal for us.
Let's compare just a little bit without naming any names and truly bashing any boxes, but I know we've discussed this in the past that yes, there are a fair amount of similar, I would say similar because you guys are on your own level, but subscription type supplement boxes, let's just call it that. And I know a lot of them are notorious for first box, they reel you right in with 30, 40 supplements, whatever, samples, and it caters down. But what are the things, and again, you have apparel in yours, so that's a positive. But what are the things, compare and contrast? I mean, let people listening, again, sell them, Adam, on why they want to go with you.
Yeah, so I think that, one of the things that we do well is just a couple of things. So 2 parts is, one, the community we've built behind the brand. We've put a face to the brand of people that live and work this every single day. Me doing the special operations side and what I do, showing my face for the brand. Like, you won't see any other CEOs in our space on the Instagram. You'll see them use influencers, but what good does that do? And influencers are great, but are you actually living and breathing these motivational posts that you're putting on your Instagram or in the box? You're not. I can tell you for a fact that I'm doing shit. And in fact, I put a challenge out to some of our big competitors a few weeks ago to do a workout and shooting competition. I didn't hear back, and I tagged them all. So is what it is. So, and if I get beat, trust me, I'll get beat, and I'll be humble as can be about it. I'll straight up be like, hey, they won. I don't care. But the thing is, it's just like, so that side, the community we've built, we actually give a shit a lot about our subscribers and the community. Like, our branding is very specific on how we take care of each other and take care of our own. Now, flipping into the product side, our apparel's by far, you can order one of their boxes. We actually do. We order their boxes to see what our competitors are doing. Sure. I ordered one last fall, and they sent me I don't know if they were underwear or if they were supposed to be shorts or if they were supposed to be – I'm not sure what they were, but whatever they were super tight and then went past my knees, but not far enough to where they were like in the middle of my shin. It was just on the other side of my knees. So I'm like, if these are underwear, these won't work. They're tights. They're too short. I don't think I could wear these in the gym without getting kicked out. So I'm not sure what they were. They were definitely made overseas. You can definitely tell that.
Okay.
So our apparel, and then, I mean, we have extremely unique products that go inside the box, you know, between Wicked Cuts Jerky to My Protein Bites to, you know, industry known supplement companies to newcomers. You know, we have Build Fast Formula. We have Alpha Lien coming up. We have Ultimate Replenisher. We've worked with companies like Rain all the way down to we've got Adrenaline Shock back here. I mean, so it's a very, very diverse set of products that you get every single month versus you look at a lot of the other subscription boxes. It's, you know, BPI, Optimum Nutrition, Cellucor, all great brands, don't get me wrong, but the odds of, have I tried all those brands? Yes, they're internationally known brands. Of course you've tried them. So why would I want a box of the same shit every single time? So that's the thing. And they rotate through those companies every 3 to 4 months and you start getting the same products and stuff like that. We do trial sizes in ours as well. Once again, our apparel's printed here in the U.S. by veteran-owned and operated companies. We always talk about veteran-owned and operated supplement companies if we can, apparel. So yeah, we just live and breathe what we do every single day. We take the products that we do a quality and control test to ensure we're not sending out any products that have banned ingredients inside of it. And I'm not talking banned per FDA, but banned per like Department of Defense or Department of Homeland Security or LEO or first responder. So we run through that too.
Now, with the banned ingredients, is a lot of the regulations kind of similar like a WADA? I don't know if you know what WADA is.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. So for a long time, the DoD and like DHS followed the NCAA rules, so similar to WADA. But they finally last year, 2 years ago, they came out with their own guidance. It's interesting because it's very outdated still. It's very kind of behind the times in terms of talking about caffeine and what it does to your body, looking at like beta alanine and what it does to your body. They don't talk a lot about some of the pros that can happen if it's taken correctly. So yeah, I feel like I'm educating commands a lot of times with my background and my experience and letting them know like, oh no, this product is okay to take, but here's how someone needs to take it after they go to the doctor. They need to ensure that they don't have a pre-existing condition that would maybe amplify caffeine dosages or, you know, something like that. So, so we definitely follow that. So we would look at that list, you know, and we watch the FDA advisory stuff. And I don't claim to be an expert, but that's why I have people like you and I have people like Ben over at Price Plow, and I have Matt Mossman over at Endurely. I have all these people that I don't pretend to be, you know, a supplement scientist or anything like that. If I ever have questions, I just shoot them a text or an email, and you guys will let me know for sure. Like, hey, that's great, or I'd steer away. So
yeah, well, it's good. You know what? It's like anything. Always hang out with people that are smarter than you. That's my motto. You know, if I heard the best one, if you're the smartest guy in the room, you're in the wrong room.
Yep. Well, it's just like this. So it's like when you work out. Here's a phenomenal example. Like if I work out with people that aren't as strong as me, I get a good workout, sure, but it's probably not as good as if I'm working out with some big dudes because I'm trying to push myself too. So it's kind of the same, you know, methodology there is, you definitely should always be adapting, checking out your circle, improving your circle of people. So
here's a question, because you brought up caffeine and we talked a little about the military. Does the military have regulations on how much caffeine either a person can intake, regardless of whether it's through supplementation or energy drinks or just coffee itself? Is there a cap that they have that you're aware of?
It's not a cap, but it's guidance. You know, it's like recommended guidance. I'd have to look at what it is, but it's probably, to be honest with you, it's probably like 250. I mean, like I said, it's low. It's probably, you know, and that's all what we say in those two, like cover your ass, CYA. They're not gonna put that you can safely take 500. You know, they're gonna put way on the lower side, just that way nobody's even approaching that threshold. That way, if somebody does, you know, have an incident, they can say, well, we recommend 250. And I'm not sure. I don't want to get quoted here. I'm not sure what the actual is, but there's definitely guidance on how much caffeine you should intake in a day.
So that's probably about half a good pre-workout nowadays.
Yep. Oh yeah, I know. Trust me. I tell people, yeah, I mean, everybody, I feel like the tolerance for stims is just getting more and more and more for people as companies pump more and more stuff in here. So, and then you add in, for example, for me, I'll take, I've been taking Alpha Line, and that's 300.
Yep.
And then you look at an energy drink that's 300. So I'm at 600. I don't do them at the same time, but I'll do one in the morning before I work out, and then one in the afternoon, and that's 600 right there. So.
I talked about this with, and I'll talk with you about this with another guest. It's almost like the way I look at it, it's almost a game now between supplement users and supplement manufacturers, is that they want to keep upping the dosage of caffeine, but then also the supplement users, it's almost a game of just saying, well, dude, I just 3-scooped this product, and that's 700 grams of caffeine, and you got company X here coming out with a product that's got 600 milligrams of caffeine. It's like, when does it freaking stop?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough for me to kind of watch that because although that gets the most attention in like our space, we have to remember that like our groups are very small in terms of the actual supplement user. I mean, you look at Cellucor C4, it's still one of the top pre-workouts in the world, in terms of sales. So that being said, like these companies have 600 and 700 milligrams of caffeine coming out. That's that small group of stim junkies, which, hey, by all means, if you want to take that, that's your choice. I don't care. But we won't put stuff like that in the box because liability side and just, once again, being all inclusive, we want to be able to have everybody take it safely. So.
Because I get picked on in my group because I'm the stim sensitive one, or as one of my good friends calls me, the stim pussy, because I generally hover between 250, 300, like at an absolute max. And I got friends that are, on one scoop of something that are 700, 800. But anyway.
Yeah. No, and like I said, to each their own. It's your choice, whatever you want to take. There's educational platforms out there that I would highly recommend people to read up on before jumping straight into something like that. Like for example, Yohimbine, I have bad reactions to that.
Do you?
So
okay.
it's So I'll take it, but I watch kind of the dosage that's in it. I just get the cold sweats. I get that kind of thing, the real loopy. So I'm one of those. I'm sensitive to that. So I think it's just through education and things that some of these sites are doing, which is phenomenal. That's just going to help keep, people safe.
Yeah. It's funny because I did a show yesterday, and one of the guys that's certified stim junkie absolutely hates Alpha Yo. I think I love it. I love it because just from I could take the side effects and the sweats. Because for me, right now I'm in thermo mode. I'm trying to clean up a little bit. So for me, that's how I know it's working. Yeah.
So, like I said, to each their own. Do your research. With that being said, I think we're still at a point where the consumer, yes, they are getting smarter, but at the same time, we're looking at a very narrow scope here in terms of the actual supplement user. I can't tell you the amount of times where I'm having conversations of, hey, you put something in the box. I love the pre-workout, but it's $45, $50, and I can go to Walmart and get this. And like, you're comparing two drastically different formulas there. You're talking about these $45 to $55 pre-workouts have trademarked and patented ingredients inside of it. They're going to be more expensive. The dosages are higher versus something that's, say, a Walmart brand, which to each their own. Once again, I'm not knocking anything. I'm just saying that's the big difference between the two is one is an entry-level pre-workout that'll get the job done, sure, but it's not going to get the job done like, the higher end stuff. So.
Well, that's the big thing. I think, Jake at ASC has ever done work with you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
he's a vet.
Jake's had a little bit of that issue because he and I talk a lot. Is his product is $49, $50. Yeah. But for people in the know, if you look at the
great
ingredients,
products, by the way.
Yes, and he's got in each product, he's probably got 3, 4, 5 trademarked ingredients, which means more money. But again, to the normal person, they're like you said, they're looking at Cellucor at $24.99 at Walmart versus Jake at $49.99, and it's like, I think, as I said, I think the educated individuals are now coming up. People are more educated, but I still think there's enough, I'm going to say newbies coming up that are still uneducated. So it's like I still think the pendulum is still uneducated, and I don't mean that negatively. That derogatory statement.
Yeah. No, and I think you have to always weigh the pendulum of cost versus manufacturer. Like what are you going to be able to charge a consumer? Like we do that all the time. We're constantly looking at what our competition is doing, cost analysis. Ours is a little different model than the sub company, just based on how much we ship and things like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that price model is tough, especially like, yeah, I mean ASC is a phenomenal group over there, and they've got phenomenal products. So you're just gonna pay more for that. And I've taken all of his products, and they're exactly what they say. Like there's no gimmicks on that stuff. They're the real deal.
Yeah. So. His pre-workout's hardcore, but I have to scoop it. So I have the utmost respect for Jake. He's a good guy.
Yep. No, he is a real good dude. So no, I've worked with him a few times.
So, dude, I know you got a couple of questions come in. I guess some military-based. I don't know if you want to kind of rattle some off here and make some people happy here.
Yeah. Let me quickly log in. I think one of them was sucralose versus real quick, there we go.
Yeah, probably stevia versus sucralose, natural versus unnatural. Maybe I'm only
yeah. We kind of talked about that before we got on, but yeah, it says thoughts on some brands shifting their flavors towards stevia over sucralose, and like I said kind of before we started, I think that's just to maintain that all natural flavoring and formula that they're putting on some of their packaging. So to be honest with you, I'm sure someone like Ben from Price Plow, or they can go massively more in depth than I can, but as far as I know, when I've seen and read and talked with brand owners, it's to get that all natural flavoring in there. So
yeah, and I mean, I know everything's going more towards the stevia a little bit, but you can pull up half a dozen articles where stevia or stevia, depending on how you are, say it's bad for you. But for people, I think people that are still taste sensitive, or people want taste in their products, in their pre-workouts, the only way they're going to get it is from the unnatural stuff.
Yep. No.
Versus stevia. Stevia is not as sugary, not as heavy. So it's, I can go either way with it.
Yeah, that's why, like I said, another reason I think is just that all natural claim. There's definitely pros and cons to both for sure, but if you're looking for an all natural claim, you have to use the one versus the other. So, one says, did you expect the brand to grow this big, this fast? So that's kind of an interesting question, because has it grown big in 2020 very quickly? Yes. In terms of time, I guess we took 2.5 years. It didn't really grow that much. It did, but it was all organic, no ads running. To now, once our ads are all dialed in, everything's scaling pretty quick. So, did I expect it in 2020 to grow this fast? To be honest with you, yes, because we are very ambitious in terms of what our growth rates are. So we actually, in January, we projected our June numbers. We hit them dead on. So, and that's through the pandemic. That we actually did those projections in January before the pandemic had even hit. So once it kind of started to hit, we were like, oh shit. But it ended up working out. We hit the numbers. We maintained our brand stance on everything. So, yep.
Dude, you're a smart guy. And I want to remember, again, going back 3 years, that you actually were one of the smart people that did a business plan, right? Did you have a business plan back in the day?
Nope.
No. Okay, I'm surprised, because I know you're one of the few people. Okay.
My big thing was doing all of the complaints and then kind of building the box based off those complaints. That's how I did it. But in terms of a formalized investor business plan, nope. So because I didn't really have to because it's just me for a long time. Now I have myself and 2 other people. So now we have SOPs, we have strategies, we have all sorts of things now that are in place that I didn't have when I was doing it by myself. But yeah, we'll never have to get investors, even with our other companies, because our margins are so good with the lift box now. I'm
surprised though, because I figured you'd be the type of guy that maybe not a formalized, but on a doodle piece of paper. By 17, I want to sell 50 boxes. By 2018, I want to sell maybe not finances, but just doodles. But okay,
yeah, we started that in 2020. So okay, 2.5 years later. Have you ever thought about motivational speaking? I have, and I kind of do. I think that's kind of a funny one. I would love to be a motivational speaker. That's actually one of the things I would love to do once I get out of the military at some point. Do that. I'm lucky right now to be in an instructor capacity, so I teach advanced combat marksmanship and close quarter combat. So I get the opportunity to train like the best of the best of what the military has. So with that comes a lot of motivational speaking and public speaking and training. And so I thoroughly enjoy it. So yes, to answer the question I have, it's just timing of when I can do it. What about you, Sean?
What do you mean, what about me?
Motivational speaking.
No. I actually, to be honest, I'm good with speaking with people on the phone and actually doing this. But in front of a large group, I kind of freeze up, in all honesty.
Well, when I get my first big gig, I'll have you front row. Let's see.
Adam, for people, I know you're going to read one here, but for people that are listening, refresh our memory. What branch are you in again?
I'm in the Coast Guard. So we have roughly about 300 of us that are deployable specialized forces. So we do everything from counter-narco-terrorism down in Central and South America to counterterrorism over Africa, Middle East, North Arabian Gulf, Eastern Pacific, Western Pacific. So yeah, we've got a smaller contingent that definitely works with DoD and then allied nations. We do a lot of things that people wouldn't necessarily picture the Coast Guard doing, especially on an international scale.
Okay, and how long you been in so far?
13 years this year.
Do you think you want to walk away at 20, or you think it might go further than 20?
I don't even know if I'm going to go to 20.
Really?
Which is crazy. Yeah. So we'll see. That's an interesting question because I'm kind of torn right now. So it depends on where I go next. If I go to a job next where I have the time to be able to do lift box and business development, then I'll stay in, of course. But if I'm not able to do that, then I would separate from the military, being that, once again, this year alone will be valued between 7 and 8 figures.
Okay.
Give it another year and a half before I can't even get out until 2022 anyways. You got to remember, we're a 7 to 8 figure company this year with one product SKU, just one. We don't have a 3 month, 6 month. It's just one product SKU. The first company I've done in 3 years, self-funded. Like I don't. There's very few companies that can say that, and there's none that can say that they're a subscription box. And there's none that can say that they've done it well on active duty at Special Operations Training Center. So if I can do it with this company, I can do it with several times over. So once again, staying in and not devoting, full time to business development.
Has anybody ever bought a subscription box? I mean, is this something you can cash out with in the future, do you think?
Yeah. I think Jack Pack sold actually a couple of years ago. I'm not sure who they sold to. But yeah, so you can definitely sell. I don't know if I will, because we can essentially grow until we decide, hey, this is a great number to stop at, and we'll just essentially stay there and maintain an autopilot while we do other companies. So we'll see. It's a great product. It's great for people to try new things. I really like trying all the new products that we get to put in there. So I don't know if I'd sell. Our branding is very unique. Being the only active duty military owned subscription box out there, fitness subscription box. Kind of how we interact with our subscribers and audience is much, much different than our competitors too. So I don't know. It'd be tough.
Plus being an awesome dad, might be a little bit in the back of your mind, something like for the kids when they get older, if they want to go that route.
Yeah, I think that's one of the other reasons I work obnoxious hours, is just to ensure that they have trust funds. They can buy their first house. They can go to colleges they want to go to, or trade schools, or start a business, whatever. The point is, I want them to be able to have the ability to do all that. So, I don't think the lift box is what I would hand off to them, but maybe the development group that we'll start. So.
Sorry, just had a quick.
It's all good. I saw it. Oh, I know.
Usually the protocol is because I'm in my office here in the basement. Usually the protocol is they flash the lights, and if they don't hear me respond back, that means I'm on the phone, or they listen. But of course, my son had to come down and say, "Can we go to the park later?" I said, "Yes, we'll go to the park when I'm done talking to my friend."
I know you got that green screen behind you. You're getting it up there, dance wise.
I'm trying to. It's still a work in progress. Like I don't know if you know Matt from 5 Minute Sups.
Yeah.
So he's like the green screen expert. So he's been kind of plugging me a little bit, and I'm trying to take my game up a little bit just with reviews and flashiness. So
we do. I used to do a lot of green screen stuff. I haven't in a while. I'll probably pick that up now that we have our newest person on board. She'll take a lot. She'll kind of help out, streamline a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Favorite pre-workout and protein. I mean, I won't say favorite of all time, but I'll say like what I'm currently taking is we got Alpha Lien. I got their Liberty Juice back here, which is good. Steel Pump is real good. I like the Steel Fit stuff. They're good. Biotech Nutra I take. Build Fast Formula, Full Blitz. Those are probably my top 4 right now, but that's just I'm trying to run through all of them so I can give some feedback to the companies. And then protein, I will say it's kind of hidden back here. But Beam, I don't know if you've heard much about Beam.
No.
So it's hard with that light. But anyways,
I can see it. Okay.
Yeah, so So between Goatine by Alpha Lion and then Beam, which is whey protein. So Beam is really cool. So I great tasting. They were actually in the Maybox. Great tasting protein there, but the Beam actually stands for Be Amazing.
Okay.
So their branding is really, really cool. I would highly encourage anybody to go to Beam's website and check out the story behind the brand.
Okay.
So great tasting, and then obviously Goatine is amazing by Alpha Lion. Those are probably the two top proteins. Devotion Nutrition, I know you know who they are.
Yep.
They've got it. I'd say Devotion Nutrition probably is one of the most versatile proteins out there that I enjoy, just because you can bake with it, you can drink it. There's just a lot of different things you can do with it. And Dana, she's awesome too. So
was that Vandal? Was that Vandal behind you in the yellow jug? There's like the yellow jug there. Is that Vandal?
Nope, this is Steel Fuel.
Okay. All right.
I'm trying to think. I've got pretty much most of Alpha Lion's brand back here, and then I've got 3 different Steel Pump products. I've got my protein bites. I mean, this whole office is like full of products. Just trying to do this. I will say I had not tried Adrenaline Shock yet, the energy drink.
It's supposed to be very good. I haven't either, but it's supposed to be very good.
Oh my goodness, I could not believe it. Like, so they sent me 2 of their influencer packs that has all of their stuff in there, all their flavors, and Dan had got me in contact with them, and I could not believe how good they were. They're really, really good.
Yeah. So
what's up?
No, it's okay. So I was gonna say, so Alpha Lion, to be honest, I've never tried any of their products, but they're probably one of the fastest growing companies last year. I think to me, it just they popped up, but it was like boom, they were just running, wasn't even crawling.
Yeah, they've done a just tremendous job, like branding, and then a tremendous job on their supplements too. Like I said, it's cool. So like this one right here, Liberty Juice is, it's just a really cool product, really cool branding.
Yeah.
And then they're actually going to be, we haven't really announced this yet, so Subtalk's getting the exclusive here. They're actually going to be in the July box with a trial size of Slaughtermelon, which is their pre-workout.
Yep.
So yep, that'll be. There you go. There's an exclusive there. That's actually, I don't even know if I'm supposed to announce it, but there it is, dude. Put it out there. It's all good.
Let me know if I got to put a big beep across your voice later.
You're good. We can do it. We'll announce it. They don't care. They're cool. Great company to work with too. Like, jeez. Some companies are better than others. Not knocking any companies to work with, but jeez, they are literally like, yeah, let's fucking do it.
Yeah,
like, oh, sweet. All right, it's that easy. So.
I think, and I'm only speculating, I think what helped them put on the map was their first pre-workout had either DMHA, DMAA, and again, I'm only speculating, and I think that brought in like everybody because the last of the DMAA products, and then they transitioned out, and they already had good customer base, and they're like, okay, we'll try whatever, and boom, 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 there you go.
Yeah, their greens product like tastes like so some greens are hit or miss. The formulas on them are great, but the taste maybe not. But I'll say they've got a mango one that's really, really good. So,
have you done anything with Glaxon yet?
I'm gonna just
all right.
Plead the fifth. We will, but I'm not gonna say when, and I'm gonna say what. But they're coming up. That's a phenomenal brand.
So I'll just
super excited to work with.
I'll just say this. I'm not going to have you say anything, but you brought up greens products. I've tried my fair share, and their greens product is probably one of the best I've tasted. Good profile, but they have Glaxon, and I always plug them on every show. They're one of the good companies that has great products, but they get the marketing down, and companies sometimes can't marriage that. They can't marriage that. Ghost marriages it, and Specimen, I should say Glaxon marries it. But yeah, I love Glaxon in general. I know one of the guys over there, Joey, very well, so.
Yeah, Joey's a good dude. Sam's a good dude. All those guys over there are good. No, I think Glaxon's products are good, but then you also look at, like you said, their branding and marketing is top notch too. So that helps. But yeah, we'll be working with them soon. Okay. I'll just leave it there. But I'm I'm really excited about it. Once I heard that we're going to be working with them, I'm very excited. All right, so this is kind of shifting away from the supplement stuff. Do you think there's enough emphasis on mental health in the military? So for me, we're really big advocates for mental health in the military. That's in our branding, it's in our DNA. Do I think there's enough? No. Do I think that are we moving the needle in the better, more positive direction? Yes. The problem is there's still stigmas related to mental health and mental health awareness, and then seeking help. I will say I've used mental health in the military, and the ability to get it and use it was extremely easy.
Yep.
It's very confidential, but there's more we can do from a leadership standpoint, I think, in terms of the stereotypes and ensuring that we take care of our people, because especially military organizations, without the people, we don't exist. So as most people would think that the military is a number, as we transition into Generation Z, we've had to kind of adapt in the special operations community of how we're instructing and teaching. It's no longer the 70s, 80s, and early 90s where you're in somebody's face and pushing them and doing things like that. It's still very aggressive. It's very tough. Don't get me wrong. It's still not for everybody, but it's just kind of shifting the methodology and your instructional methods on how to get that same point across versus, to Generation Z versus maybe when I went through back a few years ago. So
more inclusion. Yep.
Yeah, more inclusion. Yeah, technology based. It's more of the why. So military used to be like, you don't have questions, you just do it. Well, now we include the what's in it for me. That's a big Generation and Millennial Z, or Generation Z and Millennial thing is, well, what's in it for me? Yep. So the better you can get them to understand that and take ownership, the better of a product you're going to get from military and service members. So, cool. Here we go. Why did I choose to start a subscription box? I was an idiot. I'm just kidding. Like, geez, the amount of work. I mean, I'm so thankful that Dan and Mary on board now, but it's a lot of work. I have given people our blueprint that are like astonished that I'll tell them everything. And I'm like, you still have to do it. You still have to convince brands that you're a legitimate marketing power for them. So good luck. So the amount of subscription boxes that I see in all the groups, I'm in several groups where I'm a mentor in some of them, that'll pop up and go down are just weekly. Kind of like sub companies, to be honest with you. They're in, they're out, they're in, they're out. So
that's it. And dude, I've said this on other shows, I have the utmost respect for anybody that starts a business. Okay, if it's successful, i.e., you, awesome. If it doesn't work out, I don't have less respect. I still have respect because you tried it. You don't sit there like with your hands in your lap saying, well, what if? Take the gamble. And in your case, the gamble paid off. So much props, brother.
No, I agree. Yeah, you got to take that leap, and it's not easy. We're sitting here 3 years later, and I've not taken a dime. So,
but so you're fortunate though, because you have a military pay. You had military money's coming in. You know what I mean? A paycheck.
No, for sure. So that's the thing is, like, I'm very fortunate to be able to be in the military and have the time to do this. But when I say time, I use that relatively loosely. Being a dad, most of my stuff is when they're asleep. So most of my lift box stuff is from 8 or 9 o'clock at night until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And then I get up for the military at 5 or 6 o'clock. So some nights I'm working on 2 and 3 hours of sleep. So it's how bad do you want it? I mean, do you want to be successful? Do you want to give somebody a business card that says you're a brand owner, or do you want to be a brand owner? Those are two different things.
Yep.
Put in, entrepreneur in your Instagram bio, or actually be one. So
do you miss the days of packing the boxes yourself, or is it kind of maybe easier because you're not doing it? But again, I know you're allocated towards other avenues of the business now.
Yeah. No, I don't miss it. I miss it from when I had like 20, because then I could write notes in there. I would usually post on social media, might be like drinking a bourbon while doing it. And, all of the stuff. Those are the good old days. But it just got to be so hectic. Between the shirts, we get the shirts in, we have to fold them, we have to do it's just, it's a problem. I didn't have conveyor belts. These were just, folding tables set up, and then all the products in tubs, and I would just grab a tub and I would drop one in each, and I would go and I put it back, and I could pack 30 at a time. That's kind of how it worked. So I don't miss it. No, our fulfillment center does a phenomenal job. So
you ever get out there? You said Wyoming. You ever go out there to visit?
So it's in Montana, but no, I have not got out there. We did have plans to get out there. COVID happened. Military actually restricted our travel. So we couldn't travel for the longest time in terms for non-essential travel. So
is Dan in the military too, or is Dan a civilian?
Dan's a civilian now. He's a Navy vet though.
Okay, well, good for him. Good.
Yep.
All right.
Let's see, 2 more, and then we're good. Do you plan on starting more companies? Yeah, as I mentioned, we have 6 in the works. Yeah, 6 in the works. Some low maintenance companies that we can essentially just put on autopilot. I'll talk about one is actually really cool. So, you have motivational posters you'll see in like corporate offices, you'll see in gyms, say like leadership, and they'll have like the definition of leadership underneath. Yep. So we're going to do the same thing, but we'll have different collections. Like one of them will be our Medal of Honor recipient.
Okay.
So there'll be quotes from Medal of Honor winners that they'll be able to do that'll have like their picture with a graphic with a quote next to it. So those will be for corporate offices. Well, the bodybuilders one, which would be, for example, like Branch Warren.
Yep.
A quote from him with a picture of him in his prime. That would go into like a gym locker room or something like that. So we'll have that because those are relatively low maintenance companies. Once we get the licensing agreements in effect, we'll do a print on demand. So we'll essentially just set up ads, set up website, and then just continually make new graphics to be sold. So we'll do something like that very shortly.
You can update the cat on the clothesline. Hang in there.
Yeah, exactly. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You've been in any corporate office, you see all these things. It's time for an update. So yeah, we'll update those. And then finally, what advice would you give someone transitioning out of the military before retirement? That's pretty simple. It's not simple, but it's simple. Have a plan. The military gives you an extraordinary amount of opportunity to do education while you're in. You can do tuition assistance to where they'll pay for your college while you're in. Then if you separate from the military, you can do 9/11, post 9/11 GI Bill, which will pay E5 housing allowance as well as your 4 years of tuition.
Yep.
Or you can take the Montgomery GI Bill, which is you can use that at like private schools. You can use that at tech schools and stuff. There's some stuff you can do with the post 9/11 too. But yeah, have a plan. I talk to people about potentially getting out at 14 years in, and their jaw drops to the floor. Like, you're so close. Why would you give that up?
Yeah.
Because I have a plan that's a legitimate in the works plan that's now provided feedback in terms of being able to support a lifestyle that I have or better.
Yeah.
If I didn't have that, no way would I get out. If I didn't, it's just the grass is not always greener. A lot of military members, they get in the rut of, if I'm a civilian, I don't have to do this, I don't have to do that. I'm like, well, you can also be fired right when you walk in.
Yeah.
You could literally walk in tomorrow to a civilian sector job and be let go. And then what? With the military, at least you got to do something pretty jacked up to get kicked out, so.
Is 20 years still the same as it's been, where you get a pension and benefits and stuff paid for, like health benefits and stuff?
Yeah, so if you get, sometimes they'll do like early retirement, but a lot of times, the basic standard is 20 years, and you get 50% of your highest 3 months of pay, and then you also get medical for the rest of your life too.
Yeah.
So
So
it's a potential gamble for me, definitely, to get out, but I think when 2022 comes, I'll be able to make a very educated decision in terms of getting out or being able to stay in.
But why? But okay, so why 22? Because I put you at 15. Is that have a contract or something?
Yeah. So I'm on contract until 2022. That's why.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. That's it.
We'll see in 22 when we're still talking here to see what I have an update in status.
I know. Hopefully, a few other companies to discuss then, but on that military side, we'll see for sure.
Cool. Well, anything else, brother? It's been good catching up. I know we've been on here for like an hour, and it's good catching up. I know we text a lot, and we're bad. We don't pick up the phone because that's today's society. But no, man, it's been good.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Like I said, that's it. Just appreciate the opportunity to come on here 3 times now. Like I said, it's kind of great how it's worked out to be at the pre-launch, then halfway through, and now 3 years later where we're at, and then we'll have to get back on once you get the other companies up and running.
Yeah, you're one of the success stories. I mean, I've had a lot of people on the show, and some have kind of crashed and burned. Some have maintained, and then some very small amount have actually continued to grow. Like EVL was one of my original companies back in the day, and I think he's one of the only ones that have really truly blown up. And obviously, you're a great example as well.
It's Frank's birthday today, by the way.
Oh, is it? Okay.
So Frank Grand, so he's one of their OGs over there. So I texted him this morning, but it's his birthday, so shout out Frank, happy birthday, even though by the time you hear this, it'll be a couple weeks old, so happy belated birthday.
Yeah, I haven't spoken to Mike Spinner forever. I need to drop him just a quick hello, but I think the last time I spoke to him was 2 years ago, and I think his number has been disconnected. But either way, I should drop him just a quick hello anyway. Yeah,
EVL is definitely scaled. I mean, they're massive. They're huge. They've been in Liftbox probably 4 or 5 times now.
And I've said this. I don't think Mike listens to the show, but in all fairness, I reached out to him. I didn't know his background. I just kind of randomly reached out to him. They did some research, And between you and I and everyone listening, I was like, all right, great. A bicyclist is going to try this out. He's going to fail in no time. He's going to try to ride his X Games coattail. I should say his own coattail. And he surprised me. He surprised the hell out of me.
Yeah, he surrounded himself with a bunch of very knowledgeable, very good at their job, very driven people. So that's the smartest thing you can do. Because you see all the time these bodybuilders that'll start a supplement line that just crashes and burns because they're just trying to survive off their name, and their products are either average or subpar, or they don't surround themselves with good people. Here's a great example. I might get an email about this, but I don't care. So Phil Heath actually started a subscription box called The Gift a couple of years ago, and it's already out of business. They weren't even in business. Like if you go and you Google it, you'll see a thing on Stacked about it, and that's it. That's all you can find. So, so for me, it's kind of cool. So I'm like, listen, this is a what is it, 8-time Olympia?
Yeah.
And he can't even do what we're doing. So that just goes to show that, like, you can have 8 Olympias under your belt and you still got to do the job, though. Like, it is what it is. Sorry, Phil, but
stick to bodybuilding, baby.
Yeah, shit happens, dude. Surround yourself with good people, So, because the subscription box just everyone's, it's easy money. I can do it. Yeah. You have to find and brand and market new products every single month. So it's not easy. You can't just survive off your name. There's a lot of work.
That's it.
Anyway, so that's a good example. But.
So as always, my friend, go ahead and give us your social media, your website, all that other good stuff.
Yeah, so you can find us at theliftbx.com. So just take out the O for box. So theliftbx.com. You can, same thing, at theliftbx on Instagram, and that's it. I mean, those are our 2 main things. We have some private Facebook groups, but you have to be a subscriber to be in it. And then that's it. Check us out. We're the only active duty fitness subscription box out there. So,
Adam, last question. What's the lead time if a new subscriber subscribes that they get the quickest box? In other words, they 2 weeks before the next month's box drops, or you know what I'm asking?
Yeah, so our cutoff date for subscribing every month is the 10th. So if you order, for example, if you ordered May 10th or before, you would get the May box that shipped out May 20th. If you ordered May 11th, you get the June box that doesn't ship until June 20th. So it's a super long time to wait. For example, if you order May 11th, but what we kind of tell people when they email, it's like, hey, my box hasn't shipped yet, is you guaranteed your box. We've sold out, I mean, every single month. Like, for example, February, we sold out before February 1st even. This month we sold out 2 days ago or yesterday. So you've at least guaranteed your box. And then after that, then it gets into the routine of every 30 days you'll get a new box and stuff like that. So it can be a long time to wait, but it's worth it.
Awesome. Well, dude, as always, it's good catching up. Hold on for a minute here. We'll take off. We'll talk about some of the details offline here.
All right, sounds good.
All right, brother. Thank you.
Yeah.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face, tell me that you love me, even if it's